What's going on YouTube? It's the Humble Marksman here to talk to you about the trigger reach on the CZ75 Shadow 2. If you like competitive shooting, you like handguns, and you like over-analysis, please consider subscribing to the channel. So I grabbed my Shadow 2, I grabbed a 75B, and I measured the trigger reach. Let's just kind of dive in. I really don't have too much more to say, but if you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing. Now this is a picture of my hand. I have approximately a 7 7/8 inch hand that's spanning from the base of my palm to the tip of my middle finger, with a index finger approximately 2 7/8 inches long. Now trigger reach is going to be largely determined with where you are comfortable pulling the trigger. I split the pad of my trigger finger. Obviously, if you're a guy who likes to use the distal crease or closer to the power crease, obviously the reach is going to be different for you. But that's how I pull it, and it works for me. First thing, we have my CZ75B with the OEM grips, which have a slight palm swell. You can see when I index my finger on the trigger guard, it hangs just over the edge. You can see how I address the trigger. It's comfortable, double action's not a big deal. And that's the 75B. Here we have the Shadow 2 with the OEM thin grips. You can see the index on it looks similar to the 75B. It comfortably addressed the double action trigger, no big deal. Here we have the Shadow 2 with the LOK Palm Swell Bogies grips. You can see the trigger reach is very comparable to the thin and the 75B. I can reach the trigger just fine. It's the way the grips are relieved and the gun is relieved, makes it no big deal. Here you can see all three of them lined up at the top of the 75B. You can see the trigger reach is pretty good. The Shadow 2's frame is relieved more, so you can still get just as far with both the OEM and the palm swell. Now, there's not a lot of difference between them. The thin grips do allow you to rotate your hand around the gun to reach further if you need to, but that's suboptimal from a recoil control approach, but you can do it if you absolutely need to. The LOKs have a palm swell which fills the palm of your hand. It's not just a clever name, and it makes the gun more stable in my hand and helps me control recoil a little bit. So they're very comfortable, and I highly recommend them, and they don't seem to affect trigger reach in a negative way when you look at them this way. As bonus content, you can see my wife here. She has a hand approximately 6.5 inches long from the tip of the middle finger to the base of her palm, with a trigger finger just shy of about 2.5 inches. Now with the 75B, she can do double action. It's not a comfortable reach. She could probably learn to reach it if she wanted to, and you can see the same thing on the Shadow 2. If you just make up your mind that you want to learn how to do it, you probably could, but it's not easy. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Hope that's helpful. If you CZ guys have any questions or people CZ curious, please let me know and I'll give you my honest opinions. If this was helpful, leave a comment, like, thumbs up, all that stuff is helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you on the next one, guys.